So continuing the series, shaare teshuva, the gateways of repentance. And last time we left off with the 13th principle of teshuva, and that principle was the principle of to view your lighter transgression as a severe one. If you're doing avera, it's small. So you have to view it as something, it was a great avera. And we left off the 14th principle of teshuva. B'ezrat Hashem today, we'll finish all the 20 principles of teshuva and finish the shaare. So the 14th principle, very interestingly, is Rabbi Ronnie says Arba'a Asad. We're on Saif Mim, the 14th principle, Havidui. Havidui, confession. It's part of Teshuvah because it says in Vayikra that he shall confess what he has sinned. And the obvious question is that we know Vidui is one of the three basic levels of Teshuvah. We have regret, forsake the sin, abandon the sin, and the actual Vidui. If that's the case, you can ask the obvious question. Why did Rabbi Ronnie put Vidui as the 14th principle and not the third principle? Because if it's so that all the other principles are just like deeper, it's a deeper level of these three things, for example. So let's say, for example, 1 second. So yeah, basically, you have, let's say, worrying. Worrying is this combination of a regret and forsaking and abandoning the sin. Those two together. So yeah, and many others. So you could ask. So according to this, if we're going by levels, we're going by what's a higher level, what's a lower level. So why isn't Vidui the third one? Why is it the 14th? So one answer they bring is that Vidui, we know, should be done in its proper form. Meaning, like without a couple of levels of Teshuvah, your Vidui won't be as great. Of course now you could, but it's going to be very low. So Rabbi Ronnie is telling us, hey, there's a proper way to do it. It's not so simple. So Rabbi Ronnie said, he's telling us over here, that you have to go through many levels in order to do a proper Vidui. For example, the 11th principle is to search his ways and to realize all the sins. See, investigate, see what types of sins does he do. Why? So he can confess all of them, do Vidui on all of them. And if you didn't know, that Rabbi Ronnie holds like the opinion that says that you have to do Vidui on every single sin you've done. There's another opinion that says, Shaare says actually that one could just say I sinned. That's basically he does the Vidui, but he doesn't mention every sin he did. He just says in general, I sinned, and whatever it may be. But it's better that Shaare says to do it specifying what it is. And that's what Rabbi Ronnie held, that you have to specify every sin. So yeah. So in order to do teshuva for this, to do the vidui, you have to know all your sins. And the 12th principle was to see all of your the severity of each sin. And therefore, you'll cry out very a lot because of your transgressions. So you'll be able to do better vidui. Now you know you did such a big crime against Hashem. So now you're gonna do a very big teshuva. You'll be more upset over something, a greater sin. And the 13th principle was to view, as we said before, to view your sins as the small sins as severe ones. And if you view your small sins as severe ones, you're obviously gonna have the same thing as before. You're gonna cry out to Hashem even more. So therefore, Rabbeinu will place in the 14th. But we still have a question with this, because Rabbeinu says, actually, we're going to get to it today, B'ezrat Hashem, that the 16th principle, which is correcting your misdeed, is, so Rabbeinu mentions over there that basically, that once you should say vidui after you do this step. After you ask mehila from your friend, if it's a ben adam havero, that's what this principle is. Then you ask for forgiveness to Hashem. This is what you're supposed to do first. So the question would be, why didn't Rabbeinu in that case put it after the 16th principle? So then that would be the problem with this answer. So another possible answer they bring is, if you paid attention till now, we weren't talking about anything that really has to do with vidui. You're talking about stuff that are higher levels of regret and abandoning the sin. For example, we have over here grief. Grief is a deeper level of regret. Worrying is as we said before, is an advanced level of both regret and forsaking together. And correcting your misdeed, but that the 16th principle is offshoot of vidui. So in all these principles until now, we're talking about the higher levels of vidui, regretting and abandoning the sin. But I didn't talk about the higher levels of vidui yet. So I better not explain them categories. First, it mentions the regretting and its higher levels. Then he mentions the abandoning the sin and its higher levels. Now it's going to mention vidui and its higher levels. That's the point. So that's the answers. Two answers that you could say why I better not put vidui confession in the 14th principle. But anyway, so let's continue on. So, Rabbeinu says, "Ve'yesh alav le'azkir avonotav va'avonotav avotav." So one should mention his sins as well as the sins of his forefathers. Ki hayan ne'enash alein be'achozo ma'aseh avotav be'ado. Because before he did teshuva, he carried on the sin of his sinful deeds of his forefathers, and he's going to be punished for them. So continues, it says, and indeed it's written that in Vaiknal, so that they will confess their sin and the sin of their forefathers. The obvious question is, of course, now, is how could it be? First of all, two questions. Number one, how could it be that, first of all, how could you do teshuva for your father? Your father did a sin. Now you're going to be able to do teshuva for him? How does that make sense? The second thing that Rabbeinu seems to be saying is that if you don't do teshuva, so then you're going to have to get the punishment of your father also. How does that make sense? The commentaries explain that really a child's sins can have the roots in the father's misdeeds. Why? Because a lot of times a child is influenced by what his father does, and he's raised up by his father, and now he has all his whatever he does. He's lazy, all his bad things. It's all his child. He inherits his traits. So basically, therefore, so it's much more difficult for the. Basically, it's difficult for him to do teshuva now because now he's because his father's ways are ingrained in the child's nature. So therefore, so if the son he manages to overcome the obstacle and he does teshuva, so then he's gonna be able, as we know, because people, if you're growing up with a bad father and you did teshuva, it's higher than someone who didn't do didn't have a father that was a rasha, and he still did teshuva. It's two options. So either you have your father was a rasha, you did teshuva, or your father was a tzaddik, but you were still a rasha, but you ended up doing teshuva. Obviously, now if your father was a rasha, you'll basically be able to reach a higher level of teshuva, because it'll be, first of all, much harder to do teshuva with all these things. So therefore, without the father, you wouldn't be able to reach such a high level of teshuva. So therefore, it was actually a good thing in the end that your father was a rasha, so that you could reach a higher level of teshuva that you wouldn't be able to reach without your father. So therefore, it's kind of like a zefut because of your father that you're able to do the teshuva, and therefore he's going to be able to atone even for his father's evil. And how do you explain the other thing? It also explains why that if a son did not do teshuva, he'll be punished for his father's sins. Why? Because he has the ability to do teshuva and to go against all his influence that he had. And now that you follow your father's ways, you're going to get his punishment, because you're not just faulted for sinning, you're also faulted for following his ways. That's the point. You're getting punished for not only sinning, also for following what he does. So that's the point. So yeah, that's what we're saying over here. That's why you would inherit your father's sins. So now, continuing, Hosea alav shalom, Hosea, Navi alav shalom, said, when he's discussing teshuva, some called the teshuva chelik echad. He made all the ways of teshuva into one category, the principles of teshuva into one category. ואחר כך שם חלק השני התשובה בווידוי ותפילה. He made a second category of teshuva that consists of vidui, confession, and prayer. שנאמר תשובה ישראל על השם אלוהיך כי חשבת. It says, return unto Hashem your God, for you stumbled in your sinfulness. ואחרי כן אמר כי חוי מעכם דברים ושובו אל השם. And then, later on in the Pasuk Gimel, it says that take the words with you, return to Hashem. So basically, what Hosea is saying is that in the Pasuk Bet, he's telling us that he tells us first to return to Hashem, which is to do vidui, and to take words with us and further return to Hashem. He means that you have to do prayer. That's the point. So there's one for confession, and two is for prayer. Prayer is going to be our next principle of teshuva. So continuing, ונאמר יעזוב רשע דרכו ואישה בין משאבותיו וישוב אל השם. So also it said in Yeshaya, let the wicked one abandon his way, and the immoral man his thoughts, and let him return to Hashem. Perush ve'ashov b'vidui tefillah, meaning that let him return to Hashem with confession and prayer. ונאמר וקראו לבבכם ועל בגדיכם ושובו אל השם. So it says in Yoel that rend your hearts and not your garments, tear your hearts and not your garments, and return to Hashem. Uferush veshuvu vevidui tefillah, meaning that even after the sinners tear their hearts and regret over the sin, they should still return to Hashem with confession and prayer. So basically, Rabbi Ronnie is saying over here that first off, Hosea divided how did Hosea divided the categories of teshuva into two. One category is for all the other principles that we were to mention over here. Once we mentioned, except for two, which is the second category, which is vidui and tefillah. Those two are in a separate category. So basically, he's basically telling us over here that basically it shows how important it is, obviously, because they're in their own separate category. So yeah, basically that's what's going on over here. So that was Rabbi Ronnie bringing some sources of where we see this, that we have to do vidui and tefillah. So continuing. So ועל מי שאינו מתוודה נאמן מכסה פשעיו לא יצליח. Or someone who does not confess his sins, says in Mishle, one who he hides his sins will not succeed. What does that mean? מי שמכסה פשעיו ולא יתוודה. One who tries to cover up her sins and not confess them will not succeed in his cover up for what? יגלה Hashem al hatotav. Because Hashem will make his sins known to others. The other hand, the one who does not cover up his sins, but rather he confesses it, Hashem will cover his sinful transgression and grant him atonement. Says in Tehillim, praise and worthy is the one whose transgression is forgiven, but whose sins covered over. Hamim said about this in Midrash Tehillim. And Bamahu Nesui Pesha Kesui Hata. How does one become a person whose transgression is forgiven, whose sin is covered over? By doing vidui. Says further, my transgression I made known to you, my sin and not hide. I said, I'll confess my disobedience to Hashem. And you'll forgive my sinful transgression, Selah. So, what's that being not telling us over here? Something. So he brings Pasuk Mishle that says, one who hides his sins is not going to succeed. What does that mean? If you hide your sins, you're not going to succeed. What does it mean? It means that Hashem, that let's say, if you don't do teshuva, but you try to cover up for your sins. Oh, I'm a good person. So what's gonna happen? So Hashem's gonna make his sins known to others. I mean, everyone's gonna know. Oh, you know this guy, he sins, he does this and that. Everyone's gonna know about it. But if it's the opposite way around, meaning you do teshuva, but you don't cover up your sin, what does it mean that you don't cover up your sin? Because the Rabbi Ronnie holds that one should, both like the Avad who says you should. It's a kiddush Hashem in a way. To confess your sins in public. That's what it means. You don't cover them up. You do teshuva in public and confess it. Now Hashem Therefore, Hashem will do the opposite for you. He'll cover your sinful transgression. He'll cover it up and he'll grant you atonement. So then, yeah, so that's basically the point over here. So that's the 14th principle of teshuva. So now, the 15th principle, as we said before, is Hamisha side. The 15th principle, Tefillah, prayer. Now, what are you exactly supposed to pray for? What are you going to pray for? Help me do teshuva? What do you pray for? So the Ronnie tells us a couple of things to pray for. Yipalel Hashem v'yivakesh ha'amin l'chaper et kol avonotav. So he should pray to Hashem and beg for His mercy, and he should forgive all his sins. Kanyan shene'emar, it says in Hosea says, Kehol ma'achem devarim v'shuvu el Hashem imru elav kol tisa avon v'kach tov u'shalema varim savatem. Take words with you and return to Hashem. Say to Him, may you forgive all sin and take good, and let our lips substitute for bulls. Kehol ma'achem devarim v'shuvu el Hashem. And the pasuk says, take words with you and return to Hashem. Zen yana vidui. It refers to vidui, as we said before. Whenever it says, forgive all your sins, refers to vidui. Take words with you, returning to Hashem, refers to vidui. Whenever it says vidui, that's what it means. When it says return to Hashem. Zen, when he said, may forgive all my sins and stuff good, then yana tefillah refers to prayer. So when it continues, it says, forgive all your sins, accept good, may forgive. It's basically you asking for that's what you're saying. Help me Hashem, can you forgive all my sins? Accept good. So now another Ronnie continues. The meaning of and accept good is accept the good deeds that we have done. So now you may ask, okay, hold on over here. Accept the good deeds that you have done. Why are you praying? Say, hey, I've done good mitzvot. Can you accept my mitzvot? Please, Hashem, accept my mitzvot. Why would you have to pray for that? I could understand if you're praying, oh, forgive me for my sins. Fine. Have mercy. Fine. But why do you have to pray that? Why do you have to pray for Hashem to accept your mitzvot? Why is this a part of teshuva? So now Ronnie explains. It's necessary. Why? כי אמרו סגרונך עבירה מחבר מצווה. Because Rachamim Zigronah Malachah said in Masechet Sotah, Daf Aleph Amud Aleph, that a transgression extinguishes the light of mitzvah. ובעת התשובה יכפרו העוונות ותתעורר בזכות המצווה. Therefore, when someone repents, his transgressions are forgiven, but also not only that, so also that the merit of mitzvah is he has done is revived. So now the light of every mitzvah shines forth. Even though its light has not become bright before he did teshuva. So basically, it's telling us over here that when about teshuva prays for forgiveness, he should also pray that his good deeds should be accepted as well. So, what's the reason again? It's because when someone does teshuva, so when someone does mitzvot, then before he was about teshuva, of course everyone does mitzvot. So before he became about teshuva, Oh, okay, so now he's sinned. So now, he has already, all his mitzvot are, he's not going to have the zechut of his mitzvot to help him from all his punishments that he deserves. He's still a rasha, he's still committing sins. So his mitzvot won't help him unless he does teshuva. But once he does teshuva, what's going to happen? Whatever mitzvot he did will come back, and that will save him from punishment. That's why you have to pray for it. Say, Hashem, please, when I'm doing this process of teshuva, let me help me by restoring all my good deeds, and thanks to that, I won't suffer some punishment. So that's the point over here. So continuing, says in Eov that when his friend Bildad said to him, if you are pure and upright, he will revive for you and make you a charitable house. What does that mean? Amrun Zegonaraka said, in Bereshit Rabbah, Im Zakve Ashar Hayita Lo Ne'emar. Does not say if you have been pure and upright, which would mean he was always righteous. Ela, rather, Im Zakve Ashar Hayita says, you are pure and upright. What does that mean? Meaning, She'asita teshuva. Although you sinned in the past, you've done teshuva now, and now you're pure and upright. So basically meaning, since it does not say if you have been pure, meaning you're always pure, it says if you are pure, meaning it could mean that you're about teshuva. You were once not good, and now you've done teshuva. He'll not revive for you, meaning and now after you've done teshuva, Hashem will revive you, the merit of all your good acts, charitable acts, and that you did before. The fact that the house was wide open for guests and you planted an eshel of hospitality, which means that planting the eshels in an expression shows that you have a house of hospitality. Because we see by Abraham that Abraham planted an eshel in Beersheba. The eshel stands for three things. The olive stands for akila, food. Ketiyah, drink, and levaya, which is the escorting. And that's what Abraham provided his house. And this will teach us over here that also Eov would also have these things. He planted an eshel hospitality, meaning he provided food, drinks, and he escorted them. That's what it means. So, Eov actually did that because he himself said that I opened my doors to the street, meaning that he let anyone, his guests, come to his house. That's basically telling Eov, although you're always someone, a charitable person, before you did teshuva, your charitable acts did not protect you from affliction. Once you've done teshuva and your transgressions erased, your merit will be revived, and you will make whole your charitable house. And that means that your house will be whole and protects you from affliction and suffering. So the point is that Rabbi now brings another proof by Eov, his friend Bildad, telling him that before you've done teshuva, what it means if you are pure and upright, it means that if you do this, then you'll be protected and you won't suffer. So before Eov would do the teshuva. So what happened is even though he always used to open his always have guests in his house, it wouldn't help him from all suffering. Once he done teshuva, it'll help him. He regain the zechut of his mitzvot, protect him from all sufferings and punishments. That's the point. So, going back to the pasuk in Hosea, pasuk concludes, and let our lips substitute for both. This means our confession be considered like the hatat offering, consisting of bulls, to find favor for us before you. Basically, parim. Pasuk mentions specifically hatat bulls as not hatat sheep or goat, because here hatat paraya penimi, because unlike other offerings, the hatat is specified to be a bull of an inner hatat offering. והיו מעשים מדמו על פרוכת במזבח הזה. Blood will be sprinkled on parochet and on the golden mizbeach inside the mizbeach, in the sanctuary. Basically, so the question is obviously, so Rabbeinu is saying, why do you have to say specifically hatat bulls? Now, why not sheep or goat? Why? So basically, it's because since this is like a unique one, and usually you don't offer hatat with bulls. You don't do this offering with bulls because it's only usually either with the sheep or goat. But bulls over here, only if like it's a general sin among the Jews. The public, they committed a certain sin. So and it was only because the Sanhedrin, they said they made a false claim, by mistake they said something that they allowed something that was really asud. So they went by the Sanhedrin. They said, hey, it's correct. They could do it. So why not? And they did it. And then they realized that it's not correct. It's wrong. So it's a mistake. So which offering did they bring? Of course, korban hatat. But which animal they bring? The bull. So, and the reason this is unique is because it's not just standard hatat. Because this bull is going inside the heichal. So he's telling us, hey, guess what? You know what it means by our lips should substitute for bulls? It means that our vidui should achieve the highest level of teshuva. That's what we should do with our vidui, not just reach the low levels. That's the point. Continuing, Be'erna continues, Saif Membet, ועוד יתפלל בבעל התשובה אל השם. בעל התשובה should also pray to Hashem, למחות תאיו משעריו וחרענן חטאותיו. For him to wipe away his willful sins like a fog, and his transgressions like a cloud, which is a paraphrase to Yeshaya. And that basically means, the reason it's compared to that is because just like fog and a cloud, they're pushed by the wind. They're dispersed by the wind. The wind blows, and that's how they move. So, בוא ויצאו ויעטה לו כאשר יהי לו חטא. By asking what he should desire a relationship with him and accept him with favor and be responsive to his prayers as if he never sinned. כעניין שכתוב בדברי אליהו על תשובה אחרי הייסורים. The idea of praying Hashem's favor, for Hashem's favor, is according to what another one of Eul's friends, Elihu, said regarding about the trials endured in affliction. He said in Eul, Eloah Reiseu, prays intensely to God, and He accepts him with favor. So basically, what's that bear not telling us over here? It's telling us another thing. What else are you supposed to pray for? What else? You also pray that Hashem should help me not sin. So, pray to Hashem every day. Say, please Hashem, I don't want to sin. Help me not to sin. In that way, Hashem will help you. Because obviously now, so if you don't have Hashem's help, it's going to be a very big problem. It's going to be very hard. The more, of course, now the more of Hashem's help you have, even if you have a lot of Hashem's help, you always want more and more. So you'll be able to pass all your tests. And then Abirana says that he brings, according to what Eul's friend Elihu said, that he prays intensely to God and accepts him with favor. So continues Abirana. Why is it necessary to do this? It's possible that person's sin has been forgiven already. But when it's there, and he's redeemed the affliction of every kind of harsh decree. But yet Hashem has no interest in a relationship with him. Will not favorably accept the gift offering from him. And what the tzaddikim, people really desire more than any type of form of success is the illicit favor of Hashem. That you should desire a relationship with them. Also no, by listening his favor. One gains the true eternal life. And the great light encompasses all pleasures. Says in Tehillim, life results from his favor. Also says later on, it says Hashem, it's Hashem, God, Master of Allegiance, return us, illuminate your face so we could be saved. Said about this in Josh Tehillim. We desire nothing for nothing except for the light of your face. This refers to considering his favor. Which we already explained. So therefore the righteous pray that Hashem should show them his favor. So basically, what's that we're not saying? So now, why is this necessary? The Rabbi was telling us because it's possible maybe a person his sins been forgiven already. It's true, and he's redeemed from all the sufferings, any decree. He's totally fine. No suffering, no nothing. Hashem did everything he wants. But the problem is that Hashem he's not interested in having a connection with him. That's the problem. Okay, like Hashem is like, okay, I'm not gonna, you're not gonna find favor in my eyes. That's what's gonna happen. Okay, fine, but it's not, whatever, I'm not gonna do such great things for you. Okay, I forgive you, but that's all. So why do you care so why do you care now? So if you have, if Hashem has, if you find favor in the eyes of Hashem, why? Why does it matter? Because when Hashem likes you, so you gain true eternal life. Yeah, and it's a much greater than all pleasures. That's what that Birna is telling us over here. So the more favor you find in Hashem's eyes, the greater heaven you'll have. That's what Birna is telling us. That's the point over here. So continues, כן תראה בתפילת דוד בעת השבוע. This reason you find the prayer of David when you repented in the incident of Bathsheba. הרי שאמר הרב תבסני מעווני ומחטאתי תערני. After he said, cleanse me thoroughly from my sin and purify me of transgression, he additionally prayed for favorable acceptance by Hashem. Meaning, I pray that Kadosh Baruch Hu that he should find favor in his eye, in him as he did before he committed sin. ואמר אל תשליכני מפניך ברוח קודשך אל תיקח ממני. David, and then therefore David says, do not cast me away from your presence and do not take your Holy Spirit from me. הרי כן התפלל ואמר השיבה לי ששון אישך. Then he prayed further, he's saying, restore me to me of joy of your salvation. שהוא ניסה שישוע מסויים איתו. Their prayers that Hashem's miracles and his salvation should constantly be present with David. ושתשלח עליו רוח אלוקים כאשר בתהילה. And that the Spirit of God should rest upon him as it did originally before he sinned. After saying this request, David continues, so says, and with the spirit of generosity, sustain me. Perush means, see, I made a small of my transgression. I'm no longer worthy of your miracles, or for your power of your holy art to be revealed over me through your salvation. And even if in your kindness you're forgiven my simple transgression, אינני כדאי להיות נאהב ורצוי כדאי. I'm not worthy of being loved by and favorably accepted by you as I was in earlier times. אבל ברוח נדיבה תשמחני. Nevertheless, I beg of you with the spirit of generosity, sustain me. כי אין קץ לדבתך וטובתך. So, because there's no end to your generosity and to your goodness. So, continue תשובה ורוח בחסרון ב'. According to our interpretation, ורוח says ורוח with the missing the bit to teach us it's not written uvrua with the bit in it. And what was that guy vetiroch? The same construction as the word vedagan, which and grain, which means in grain, and in the pasuk bereshit with grain and with grain, that's what it means. Not in grain, and with grain, even though it doesn't have the, even though it doesn't say Udadan. So it still means and with, because that's what it means. And with grain and wine I support it. Same way, Hoshea alav shalom said, I'll hear disobedience, I'll love them with generosity, and Yana Avim Deyava. The idea of love no generosity is Kenyan Mashiamad that is Veruah Nidivatis Makeni. It's the same way as expressed by David when he said, and with the spirit of generosity sustain me. So let's say so what Abirna is saying is that when David Amelech repented from the sin of Bathsheba, he was saying, cleanse me of my sin, purify me of my transgression. He's saying that he also wants to be accepted favorably by Hashem, as we were saying before. That he wanted to find favor in his eyes before he committed this sin. And that's why he was saying that don't cast me away from your presence and do not take the Holy Spirit from me, because he wanted to remain with he wanted Hashem to still he wanted to find favors in the eye of Hashem still. And so then that's what David was saying. Then he said, after that, with the spirit of generosity sustain me, which means even though I made my transgressions small, I treated them, I've been made small, meaning, now you're not going to look at me as someone great. Now I became such a low person because I've done these sins. I'm no longer worthy to have miracles by you, Hashem. I don't have the zikut anymore. But even though I don't have the zikut, even though I've sinned and I'm on a very low level now, that I'm not on the level of miracles, and that I should find favor in your eyes, I'm not that low anymore. So I'm still praying to you. Please, Hashem, help me. Let me be close to you, even though I've sinned. That's the point. He's like, even though I don't deserve it, give it to me anyways. That's the point. And how do you know this is what David Amelech was referring to? So the Birna says, it's written with the bet. It just says vedua. It doesn't say uvrua. It's missing the. It doesn't say the bet. It's missing the bet. It says vedua. But not uvrua. Even though it says that, it still means with, and with grain. As it means like Veganat says, it should have said uvdagan, and that means, and with grain and wine, I supported him. So that's the point. So basically, that's how you know, even though it didn't specify that, you could still understand that that's what it's referring to. Then he concluded with Hoshea, Shalom, saying that I'll heal the disobedience, and I'll love them with generosity. Also means with generosity. Because the same thing as we said by David, that a spirit of generosity is statement, meaning that Hoshea was saying to them, he was saying to them that, you're good, don't worry, you'll be loved with generosity, meaning you're gonna find favor in the eyes of Hashem. So don't worry. So continuing, Shaare Mem Gima, Zaif Mem Gima, continues another thing. or you should pray for. ועוד יתפלל בעל התשובה אל השם תמיד. Another thing about teshuva you should constantly pray for to Hashem is שיעזרהו על התשובה. That you should assist him in the process of teshuva. כמו שנאמר, השיבני ועשו עתי אתה השם אלוהי. Says in Yirmiyah that bring me back to you and I shall return, for you are Hashem my God. That for you are Hashem my God. Yeah, so basically, here Hashem, we're not saying. Other thing one should do is to pray that Hashem will assist him in teshuva. Before we're saying that really to find favor in the eyes of Hashem. That's what you should pray for. And now here we're saying, help me do teshuva. As it says, Yirmiyah, bring me back to you and I shall return, for you are Hashem my God. That's the point. So that's the 15th principle of praying. Now to the 16th principle. Teshuva. Talks about the Hashisha side, the Shad, Saif Memdali. Shad side 16th principle. תיקון המובן באשר יוכל לבחור. Correcting the wrong to the extent that could be corrected. What does that mean? The first kanya Ema says about people named it, the people that Yonah was sent to say a prophecy about them in Yonah. That's all their deeds, and they repented from their evil way. His leader that and from the ill-gotten property that is in their hands, meaning that they shall return to the prophecy of to its rightful owner. Therefore, when it says that God saw their deeds, it means that they repented from their evil way. It means that they took the steps that they corrected the wrong, and they turned from what they stole in, they paid back. Why is the step so critical in teshuva? Because in the case when one does something bad, violate he doesn't have one bad for stuff such as robbing or seizing property. Sin, even if the sinner does teshuva, his sin is not forgiven. It doesn't matter. You have to still ask forgiveness for the guy, not just to Hashem. Similarly, if one grieved his fellow or distressed him, or humiliated him or spoke lashon hara about him, they're not getting atonement for his sin until they ask his fellow's forgiveness and receives it. If says about someone who humiliated or hurt his friends with a blow, either humiliated or hurt him with a blow. Abraham had compensated for his humiliation, for the pain of the blow. He paid him the value of it, because we know there's five types of damages. There's nezek, regular damage, whatever physical damage happened, sa'ad, the pain, the actual suffering, you pay for it, the healing, the medical expenses, doctor expenses, shevet, the unemployment, meaning the payment, that the loss of his work in his business, how much money you could have made, but now you injured him, you hurt him, now he can't do it. Or abortion, also abortion, humiliation. You pay for the actual embarrassment. So anyway, so basically, yeah. So there's these 5 things, and even if you done all these, you paid all these things, it's not enough. You have to ask for mechilah still. That's the point. So yeah. So he's not forgiven. Says in Bereshit that so now return to you're the man's wife, raise a prophet, and you pray for you and you'll live. So basically, so that's the point. Basically, we're not telling us over here. So what does it mean to correct the wrong to the extent it could be corrected? It means you've done a ben adam la'haviro. You stole. You hurt someone's feelings. Whatever it may be, ben adam la'haviro. It applies to all the things ben adam la'haviro. You've sinned. You have to ask the person for mechilah. You have to ask him, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do it. Even though already really you did a teshuva for Hashem, or you asked Hashem for forgiveness, it's still not complete teshuva. It's not complete until you ask the actual person for forgiveness. That's the point. So yeah, that's what we're talking about over here. So that's what it means over here. So that we're not continues סעיף ממהר וראוי דבר לתשובה לעשות כן קודם הווידוי. And this is, as we said before, appropriate for about teshuva to do this, which is to appease his fellow and to receive his forgiveness, before actually saying we do it for the sin, before asking Hashem for forgiveness. כדי שנעשה בווידוי so you'll find favor in the eyes of Hashem with his vidui. It's basically meaning that one should do teshuva before, one should do teshuva, ask his friend for mechilah before actually doing things. With the ben adam and haviro, obviously, ask Hashem, to ask the person for forgiveness, then Hashem, and therefore to find favor in the eyes of Hashem to do it like that. See, David alav shalom, bet teshuva. David HaMelech alav shalom said when he repented of sin, he did this before saying vidui for his sins. Says in Tehillim, against you alone did I sin, and that which is evil in your eyes that I do, so that evil will be charitable when you speak, and meritorious when you judge. Peru. So against you alone that I sin means I'm considered a sinner only to you. Therefore, I need only your forgiveness. For if I sin against any man, already asked him to forgive me, and I appeased him. Therefore, against you alone I sin. Hatati means against you alone am I considered sinner. It doesn't mean that actually sin. It means I'm considered one. Usage of hatati is in Pasuk in Bereshit that then I will sin in hatati to my father of all time. For all time. Doesn't mean that you actually sin to your father. It means Allah Hashem For his sin, I'll be considered a sinner by a father for all time. Because he will not forgive me for as long as he lives. Indeed, the Targum of this pasuk is translation is about it means about it's which means then I'll be a sinner to my father. So what is that Birina telling us? So the Birina says over here first though that when before saying we do it for your sin, as you said, should ask the person from Mechila, as we see by David HaMelech, that it said, against you alone I sin. Why? Why say against you alone I sin? It means that, I'm only considered a sinner for you, meaning I already asked my friends from Mechila. It's like it's not even considered that they're out of the picture. I'm only considered evil in your eyes. By the other person, no. The person I actually stole from, or I done bad things to. So that's they're fine with me. I already asked them forgiveness. They forgave me, but I wasn't forgiven by Hashem yet. Only Hashem looked at me bad now. And that's what we're saying. So, continue. So basically, that's what we're saying over here. It means it's considered sinner. That's the first. So the first explanation. Mariana is going to bring our second explanation of this. It says, I'm considered a sinner to you. Now that I'm an actual sinner. Next to you alone, I'm a considered one. So although it really wasn't a sin, it's considered like a sin. So, second explanation, Oye perusho leka levadeka hatati. Alternatively, the meaning of against you alone I sinned may be Lo hatat leish. I did not sin against my any man. Nor did I oppress any man with my words. Nor I justly take anything from any man. Thou need to ask for forgiveness or to return for his stolen property. Therefore, my atonement depends on nothing other than your forgiveness. So it's clear when David was saying vidui, that is sin against Hashem, that he was not guilty of anything against his fellow, either because he already appeased them, or because he actually didn't. It wasn't a ben adam havero, and this is the proper way to do vidui. So what's the second explanation of this, against you alone did I sin? Our explanation is, I did not sin against any man. It could either mean that I didn't steal, I didn't do all these things. Or it could mean, or it could just mean that, it wasn't really, it only depends on you, if you forgive me, because I didn't do anything against the person. It's not nothing against the person, it's only Hashem. So the Virna continues by bringing the continuation, this pasuk. You want to start with so be charitable when you speak, and meritorious when you judge. כדי להראות לעמים שיחתך וגודל שליחתך ביום דבריך ודינך ועת שאותיך אותי. Here David saying, I have sinned against you in order to show the nations your charity in the great extent of your forgiveness on the day that you speak and judge, when judgment. David uses the expression so that you'll be charitable in order to show your nation your charity. כי גודל את סיבה לבדה גודל הצדקה וסליחתו. Because the greatness of your sin that you committed causes the greatness of your charity toward him to be revealed when he forgives him. Therefore, since Hashem's charity would be revealed by forgiving David's sin, David portrays the matter. וכאילו היה ראשית הצד למען יגע חסד השם ושפטו וסליחתו ביום שופטו. The sin were originally committed in order that Hashem's kindness and charity should be revealed when He forgives the sin on the day of judgment. ואמור מכספם וזהבם עשו להם עשבים להם למען יתקרב. So you should tell למען in the verse share from their silver and gold they make items. למען, so that למען could be eliminated. Now really, that actually intends to sell their silver and gold should be eliminated. That's why they actually intended that's what they wanted, their silver and gold to be eliminated. But since the making idols was caused by the silver and gold that they made, the gold to be eliminated. So he's saying he portrays the matter as if they're originally made the idols in order that the silver and gold should be eliminated. So over here too, that since David's sin was the cause of Hashem's charity to be revealed by forgiving David portrays it as if we sin in order so his charity should be revealed. So basically Abaran is saying over here, he explains the second half of the pasuk that says so that you will be charitable when you speak and meritorious when you judge. And David's saying over there, why did I sin against you? I didn't sin against you because to go against you or because of my desire. I wanted to show the greatness of you to the world, that you'll be able to forgive me with such mercy. You could obviously say, oh, so David now, he came. David was a lot of sin now because he wanted. Now David Amelech comes, he sins just so for that reason. So that you can't do that because the rules mitzvah ba'avirat is a mitzvah. So how could he do that? Very simple. He really didn't mean to do it at first, but once he already did it, only after the fact he did it, now he says, okay. He says, now I've done it for the sake, so that now you see that Hashem, so that so everyone will see your great kindness. Obviously, now the greater the sin, and the greater Hashem, and Hashem forgives it, and it's a greater sin. So the more mercy you'll see that Hashem has. So it's for that intention, really. So that's the point. So continue. So yeah. Another interpretation of this. Alternatively, the meaning is maybe of alone you that I said, which is evil and eyes that I do. Therefore, you would be justified should you speak about the subject of judging and imposing compensation, which basically punishment on me. If they let mine cut it, same interpretation you could give cited above from their silver and gold. They made themselves idols, so the man will be eliminated. Man, say got it. This means therefore it will be eliminated. Because the idols were made from gold, it will be eliminated. So another explanation is the Ronnie says that it's because therefore you will be justified should you speak again about judging me and imposing compensation. Meaning it's only because you know why they're eliminated. It's because of what I've done. It's because I've sinned that now it's this. And also in the other pasuk, from silver and gold, they made idols. Why? So that it will be eliminated. And man means so that it will be eliminated. So yeah, that's the two explanations. So continuing, Taif involved. Well, then I show Peshuva Namaka, maybe Tehillim. Tehillim. I'm trying to explain. According to the first approach, and he said there on this verse, Mashal הרופא שראה את המכה ואמר כמה המכה הזאת מכה רבה מאוד. David's case is like comparable to Mashal. A highly skilled doctor saw a patient's wound and he said, what a terrible wound, please. How can I heal it? Amana Hole. The patient replied, why, the very reason I was struck with the severe wound was, why well, specifically, so that your exceptional medical skill should be revealed to the world. So you should have the opportunity to demonstrate its power by healing this wound. Similarly, by David, he wanted Hashem, he might tell him the sin was too great to be forgiven. So he said that he was worried, so the reason why he said that was so that Hashem might have favor, and he might find favor in Hashem's eyes. Obviously Hashem knows everything. But he's doing that in order to find favor in Hashem's eyes. It's the same thing over here as we're saying, because parable to myself, a doctor. Hey, so this guy he has a wound in the doctor's professional set. It's a very what a wound. So I say, you know why I got the suffering? So now your should be revealed to you. I mean to the public on what type of doctor and how incredible you are. We'll discuss additional points in this principle in the fourth chapter. Okay. So that's the 16th principle of teshuva. 17th principle of teshuva is Hashavah up to slave and Zion. 17th principle, ודוח פעולת החסד והאמת. We're showing acts of kindness and truth. בעניין שנאמר בחסד והאמת יוכפר עוון וביראת השם סור מרע. Pursuing kindness is and truth is a fulfillment of teshuva. It says in Mishle, through kindness and truth, sin will be forgiven, and through fear of Hashem, turning from evil. Now think about the profound meaning of pasuk. It cannot mean that practicing kindness and truth is itself good enough for teshuva, meaning, oh, it's good enough. You don't need to do any steps of teshuva, just to do kindness and truth and you're good. Doesn't mean that. Surely, but a sinner did not return to Hashem and teshuva, he will be forgiven by the virtue of his performing acts of kindness. It's obvious, it says in Devarim that who does not show favor and who does not accept a bribe. Hashem doesn't accept a bribe. But Shu's going to explain. לא ייקח שחר מצוות במחול ולהעביר עליו עוונו. He's not accepting the bribe of a person's mitzvot as a reason to forgive and overlook his transgressions. ועוד אני לכל העובד הקדוש ברוך הוא ואחרן הוא יתבטרו חייו. Kamil also said in Masih Baba Kama Nuna Muzaleh, anyone who says that Kadosh Baruch Hu is disregarding of sin, he'll be disregarded, he'll be ignored. You say, oh, Hashem's, he ignores sins. Okay, sin, he doesn't care. So that's what's gonna happen to you. אבל מעריך אפיים ואם לא ישמעו עמו פעולתם בחטאם. Yeah, Hashem, of course it's true, Hashem slow to anger, he waits patiently for them to repent. But if they still don't obey him, he's going to meet out the punishment of their actions into Basam. לכן זה שאמר עליו השלום בחסד ואמת יופע עוון על בעל התשובה ודיבר. Rather, what Shalom is saying is, this is the true meaning. Through kindness and truth, the sin will be forgiven. Refers to when a person who already did teshuva. So what Baron is telling us over here is, what's the 17th principle? That to do acts of kindness and truth. So basically, he says like this. He says that does not refer to. There's a pasuk in Mishlei brings that the kindness and truth sin will be forgiven. To fear Hashem turning from evil. And through kindness and truth sin will be forgiven does not refer to the fact that that's all you have to do. Just do kindness and truth and you're good to go. Because obviously now, this isn't really, this is a process of teshuva only if you already did teshuva. If not, it's not going to help you. You're not going to, because Hashem doesn't accept bribes. And you're, as we said also before, that if you didn't do teshuva yet, your mitzvot are not going to help you. And at this point also, you didn't do teshuva yet. And you think, oh, now all of a sudden you could come and you could say, oh, okay, you do these kindness and truth, acts of truth and kindness. It's not going to help you because you still have sins. It's not going to help you because Hashem's not going to accept bribes. And he says, of course Hashem's slow to anger, and he's not gonna punish someone right away. He gives them a chance. But of course, he's not gonna do teshuva. He's gonna get his punishment. So he basically says what Shalom is saying over here is, he refers to a person who already did teshuva through kindness and truth. So why is it important? Why is this teshuva, why is this important? This principle. כי יש עבירות שהתשובה ביום הכיפורים תולים וייסורים מרקים כאשר יתפעל בשער. because there are certain severe transgressions which teshuva and Yom Kippur they suspend the atonement, and the Yisurim, the afflictions, will purge the sin completely, as will be explained in the law, in the fourth chapter. However, performing kindness will shield the sinner from protecting him from Yisurim. It was rescue him from death. As the Mishnah, charity rescues from death. Everyone know what I'm saying? Why is it important? Because there are many some sins just need teshuva and you're good, you're done. But some sins need teshuva with suffering. It's not going to come. It depends. For example, things that are hayav karet and hayav mitah, you have to suffer for it. It's not so simple. So, if in those cases, so you're going to have to suffer. But now how are you going to avoid that suffering? What do you have to do? What if you don't want it? So there's another option. Instead of getting suffering, you do perform acts of truth and kindness, and it could even rescue you from death. It says charity rescues you from death. Why? Why is charity rescue you from death? What's the connection? What do you call it? If you give tzedakah, so just like a poor person, without you giving his money, who knows where he'll be? He'll probably be dead in the streets. So thanks to your money that you gave this poor person, you're saving him, and that saves you from death. Continues. Another reason. In addition, there's one sin, or the sin of Chilul Hashem. Teshuva v'yisurin tolin u'mita memarechet. Even teshuva on Yom Kippur, yisurin together, but only suspend atonement. It's still punishment. But only after death comes, the sin is gone completely. Says in Yeshaya, the sin will never be atoned for you until you die. However, when a person makes the effort to support the way of the truth, and facilitates the acceptance of the truth and reinforces the message, so that its light shines forth between the eyes of its fellow members in the Jewish nation and guides them on the way. In addition, he strengthens the hands of the men of truth by praising them so that they lift their heads with pride. While the groups that follow falsehood, he lowers them to the ground, brings them down to dust. These are the ways of Kiddush Hashem. These ways of glory, majesty, reconnaissance of the faith of Hashem, and Hashem and serving Him are brought to this world. And why in splendor are brought to the sanctuary of His Torah. Therefore, by performing many actions to sanctify the name of Hashem, working to reinforce the way of the truth, to set it on a firm foundation, to support it, to receive atonement for the sin of Chilul Hashem by combined with teshuva. replace the virtue of truth, Kiddush Hashem, opposite the guilt of Hilul Hashem, Midat Teshuvato, Kedegu Midat Meshuvato. The measurement of the teshuva corresponds to the measurement of its strength. Basically, very not conclude. This is the correct explanation of the pasuk of through kindness and truth, they will be forgiven. So let's review what we're not saying for this principle. First, it says that what's the benefits of doing kindness and well, obviously now whatever you first said, it only comes after you've done after you've done teshuva. It's not going to help you if you didn't do teshuva yet. It's not going to help you. So, in addition, so yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's going to help you, and if you did teshuva already and you do kindness, true, it's going to protect you from suffering. Could even rescue you from death. But, and not only that, the Birna says, there's one sin in the Torah, Hilul Hashem. You have to die in order to, not only do you need the actual doing the vidui, the actual suffering, not only those two, you also need to die in order to complete your sin, to your atonement for sin. But, there's something you could do that you could actually, you won't have to die to complete the sin, to complete the atonement for the sin. So, what is it? If you do acts of kindness and truth, which is, what does that mean? How do you do acts of kindness and truth? It means that he praises the people that follow Torah, the people that follow, they're doing the correct, they're following the right path. Talmidei Chachamim and so on and so forth. These types of people, they get praised. On the other hand, all these reform, these anti-Semites, all these people, he lowers them. He says, "Oh, these people are very bad," and all this. That's called the Kiddush Hashem. It's not just only to Kiddush Hashem by actually doing. That's what truth is. There's truth and kindness. These are, the Birna says, these are two ways to do Kiddush Hashem. One is by praising Tzaddikim and cursing the Shayim. And the other way is, by the way we all know, which is to do kindness. Do something, oh, we did this, nice. We go, we help someone out, we do a nice hesed, give tzedakah, that's called Kiddush Hashem. And by doing this, by doing hesed ve'emet, you'll be able to atone for the sin of Hilul Hashem. That's what Bernard tells us. And that's what it means. Through kindness and truth, sin will be forgiven. It means after a person has done the earlier steps of teshuva, he will be, his sin will be atoned for. By doing kindness, he'll be forgiven for the sins you normally have to go through punishment if you do kindness. And by spreading truth, you'll be forgiven for the sin of Hilul Hashem. So that's the 17th principle, the 18th principle. Saif Menhet, Hashem Ona, the 18th principle. Be conscious of one's sins at all times. What does that mean? It means that a person should always, after he already did teshuva, for instance, always remember that you've done this sin once in the past. It's a requirement of teshuva because it's proper for a sinful soul to always remember its transgression. Not forget them, even after many days have passed. And not let them depart his heart until the time comes for him to depart from the world. העניין שנאמר כי בשערי אני אדע וחטאתי נגדי תמיד. Says by David Melech, the Psalm Teshuva is Tehillim, Nun Aleph, Perek Nun Aleph, Pasuk Kohe. For I recognize my transgressions, and my sin is before me always. Vayitar hazeh yitpared b'shar ha'levi. Specifically, be elaborated on the fourth shot. Basically, we're not telling us over here, one should not forget them. Don't forget your sins. You could do that either you always remind yourself about that you once done the sin. We'll explain later on. And because it says, "For I recognize my transgressions and sins before me always," meaning I always remember that I always once upon a time I used to do this certain sin, whatever it may have been. That's the 18th principle. 19th principle. Memtet, Memtet, the 19th principle, Azivat et all bizdamen ve'hubit okev ta'avato. Forsaking one's sin and banning the sin when confronted with it again, while one's temptation to do the sin actually is still intent. Our Rabbi said in Masechet Teshuvah, who is serious about teshuva? Whose teshuva reaches to the throne of glory. One who reaches this level of teshuva, when he's been tested in the same stage in his life, in the same place, with the same woman, and he emerged clean from this test. He passed it. He got the test again and he passed. So I'm going to say is, he is the man I had a person was sinned and repented, and he was confronted with another equivalent opportunity to sin. His temptations is still intense. He has a big desire to sin. He still has the same strength in the muscles of his abdomen as the original sin. But he subdued his yetzirah and he escaped the temptation by applying the power of fear of Hashem, is terrifying greatness. Since he utilized fear of Hashem to overpower his intense temptation, this person demonstrates that he has conquered his yetzirah. Therefore, he reached the highest level of teshuva. And Bernard is telling us right now, he tells us over here. Tells us 19th principle is that when one he abandons the sin when he as we had before abandoning the sin, but when you're being tested with the same sin, the same thing, and you overcome it, that's what it means. It means you have the same exact test that you had before, but this time you pass it and you don't fail. That's what it is. So then, therefore, one may ask, so the Gemara says that this is the highest level of teshuva. It reaches the throne of glory. It reaches all the way up to heaven. So now you may ask, not everyone gets this opportunity to get the same test again, the same exact one. Not everyone does. So you may ask for them, how in the world are they supposed to do teshuva? How are they supposed to reach this level? So what does the Bernard say? He explains to me, Shelo is the min dokanyan hazeh. Regard to he who such an opportunity, the conquering yetzirah did not or cannot arise. Yosef ben Asho Yirat Hashem Devar Yom Beyomo. She increases fear of Hashem each and every day. Kaka Yaseh Kol Hayamim. so that she'll continue to do all the days of his life. Then, when you increase the fear of Hashem, the point we're strong enough that with his power, you'll be able to subdue Yetzirah if you were to come in a test and confront him. The power is sufficient for him to be able to control the most intense temptation if we were to ever seize him. With his potential, he'll be able to reach the same level as a person who's actually done it. He actually overcame it. He actually got tested with it. So surely one who examines the heart will understand that he who guards one's soul. That this person would ever actually encounter the same challenge and find himself in the situation that he originally sinned, he would save himself from the clutches of the Yetzirah. Therefore, even though it actually happened, he stands before Hashem on the highest level as if it did happen. So basically, Rabbeinu is telling us over here. So first of all, this principle of teshuva is someone if you actually got tested, you'll actually overcome the Yetzirah. The same exact test, you'll be able to. Same muscles, not same thing, same exact test. Just by increasing your, by adding your Yirat Hashem, and that's how you'll be able to overcome it. So basically, Rabbeinu tells us over here that, so how does one, if someone gets this test, but if he doesn't get the test, not everyone does this test. So what does he do? It's very simple. Just keep on increasing his Yirat Hashem, and to the point that he knows that if he gets tested, he knows he will not fail 100%. And of course, now Hashem knows that if he were to test him, he would for sure 100% pass. So it will be considered he reaches level of teshuva, even though he actually didn't get the thing. He didn't actually get the test. Now you may ask over here, what's the difference between the second principle, which is actually abandoning the sin, and this 18th principle, the 19th principle of teshuva? What's the difference? The difference is very simple. And it's a very big difference. It's the basic level of it, the actual abandoning the sin, means, although Rabbeinu says over there, it must be done in your heart. You have to mean it. What does it mean you have to mean it? That you will not, that you'll abandon the sin. What does that mean? It means that a person is supposed to think. He knows, like he's serious about this. He's serious about abandoning it, meaning that I know it's for sure. Maybe I'm not 100% sure that maybe I will fail, but I'm gonna do everything I can not to fail. That's the basic level. But the higher level, the highest level of this is to do it. I know 100%. I'm not gonna fail. Not I'm gonna try, maybe, hopefully I'll pass. It means for sure I know I'm gonna pass. I know it. That's the difference. So continue to be on, וזהו שאמר שלמה עליו השלום, this means what שלמה המלך עליו השלום said בשלם, בעצם באמת שכופר עוון, ובירת השם סור מרע. For kindness and truth, sin will be forgiven, and through fear of Hashem, turning from evil. פירוש ובירת השם, אסור מן הרע, אם יזדמן לידו. Pasuk means that sins forgiven through kindness and truth, it's also through fear of Hashem that is powerful enough to make the person turn from the evil if they will ever confront it. Milat sud makor. This pasuk, the word sud is the root term of the concept. It's a concept of turning, not the actual turning. Meaning, it's like we're saying that even if you weren't tested with it, you could still reach this level of teshuva. The proof is to this interpretation is it was not saying vesu with the vav. Then it would mean and turning from evil, meaning it would say sud. When it says sud, it would mean to turn from evil, the actual turning. And that's just showing that. So Rabbi Ronnie brings a proof over here by Shlomo HaMelech, Mishlei, that says through kindness and truth shall be forgiven through fear of Hashem, turning from evil, which shows us through what it means to turn from evil. It's not turning from evil like actual turning, like acts to be done, but it doesn't mean the act of it like the actual physical turning from evil. It means that it's the concept of turning from evil, meaning that it could happen. You would turn from evil. If it would happen to you, you would turn from evil. So it doesn't matter. It's not. You don't have to be tested in order to reach the level of teshuva. That's our point, and that's what we were explaining before. So, let us further consider what you said in Tehillim. Turn from evil and do good. And in you, I said, my servant you, who fears God and turns from evil. And the idea expressed in those pesukim is to turn from evil when confronted with it. For one will never say turn away from his action except to someone who's about to do it. Similarly, when the pasuk says that sin is forgiven through enough fear of Hashem to turn from evil, it means that the sin is forgiven through enough fear of Hashem to turn from evil when one is confronted with it. So basically, the pasuk is teaching us that a person's sin completely forgiven when he reaches the level which Hashem knows that he won't do the sin. Doesn't have to be that actually does. That's the bottom line. The very night concludes. The Midrash, the Hamamim said in the Midrash, Dash Tehillim. Also in Masechet Kiddushin. One just sits, he refrains. He just sits down, does nothing. And he refrains from committing a sin, they get rewarded as if he did a mitzvah. And they explain, this refers to a case when one is confronted with his desire and uses the fear to overcome the temptation and he's saved from it. So basically, the final thing that Irina says for the 19th principle, Hakamim Zohar is saying, and Midrash Tehillim and also Masechet Kiddushin, that if one just sits down, he does nothing. It doesn't mean if he sits down and does nothing, he doesn't have desire, he's going to get reward for not sinning. Although it's only when he has that desire, when he wants to do it, and he sits and he doesn't do it, that's when he gets the reward. And this is the 19th principle of teshuva. The 20th principle of teshuva, final principle, shaare nun, shaif nun, ha'isrim, the 20th principle, להקריב רבים מעוון כאשר תעשי כידו. Deterring the public from sin to the extent when one's able to do so. Meaning you make people בעלי תשובה. שמה שובו והשיבו מכל הפשעכם. It says in Yehezkel, return and bring others back from all your transgressions. למדנו כי זה מעיקרי התשובה. We learn that this is one of the principles of teshuva. Since it links bringing others back to returning, it's connected next to each other, shows us this is one of the principles of teshuva. נאמר להוכיח תוכיח את עמיתך ולא תישא עליו חטא. Also says in Vayikra, you shall surely reprove your fellow and should not bear sin because of him. And this teaches us למדנו כי אם לא הוכיחנו יענש על חטאיו. We learn that if one does not reprove his fellow, he does not help his fellow, he will be punished for this fellow's sin, for a person's sin. Rabbi Alav Shalom Amad B'Mizmor Teshuva. Rabbi Alav Shalom said in the Mizmor Teshuva, which is Tehillim Nun Aleph Suk Vav, Al Midah Poshim Derachecha V'Hatayim Elecha Yashuvu. I'll teach in their transgressions your way, and sinners will return to you. This also shows that by making people Baal Teshuva will help you atone for your sins. So we concluded the 20 principles of Teshuva, and one more thing. To conclude the Shaare, Abirna is going to mention obstacles to Teshuva. Saif Min Aleph. Take note, we completed the explanation of the principle of Teshuva. So now apply your attention to think about things that stand in the way of Teshuva, which we're going to list these things. This Ronnie, what I mean to say is, if someone casts off the yoke of any of these things and constantly stumbles in one of them, the teshuva is very difficult for him to perform. Therefore, if you stumble in any one of them, strengthen and fortify yourself to pour out your heart and entreaties to Hashem. Increase your prayers and your supplications. And gird yourself with courage to fulfill the principles of all the principles of Teshuvah. Then add some of the ways penance that are set out in fourth Shah. And by these efforts you'll find grace and you'll be granted mercy. Basically now, the Rabbi is going to tell us obstacles to Teshuvah. What stops us, what gets in our way, certain avirot that get us in our way, that prevent us from doing Teshuvah, makes it very hard, certain things. It says, so if one is in one of these things, in one of these 24 evils that we're going to mention, 24 evils that make one hard to do Teshuvah. So in that case, what would he do? Keep on praying to Hashem to help you to fulfill all the principles of Teshuvah. And we'll explain it soon. There's Hashem, the Shah, fourth Shah, some other things, and let's just jump right into it. 24 things, quickly, with the explanations. What causes it to make Teshuvah hard? So Rambam and Meridi are going to explain what's the reasons for these 24 things. Cited by the Rif Masechet Tumah, these 24 things that it's hard. So there's basically 5 basic reasons why the following will be it'll be hard for him it'll stand in the way in Teshuvah. Some of them Hashem's not gonna help you with because of your sin. Some of them is because you'll need it's not he needs the guidance. He lacks the guidance and inspiration he needs for Teshuvah. Some is going to be very hard to rectify. Some are viewed too lightly for them to repent, and some are just habit form. So let's jump into it. So ואזכור לך מהשד בעבירו לבטנו בזה. Now I'll mention what our teachers explained about the subject. Anu Rabutenu Zaraka. Rabim Zaraka said, Rif Masef Chuma. Esrim V'arba'ah Devarim Me'akevim Et HaTeshuva. There are 24 things that stand in the way of Teshuva. Ve'eluhen. The following. Rechilut Lashon Hara. Rechilut and Lashon Hara. Number 1. Rechilut Lashon Hara. The rechilut is when you go, you snitch on your friend, meaning, you tell on him so you could make people hate each other. Say, hey, you know what this guy did to you? And you cause them all problems. Now he says, hey, this is what you said about me, whatever. It's not the actual like you're just talking to each other. Like kind of like you're telling someone, this is what he said about you. So, what's the problem? Why is this stand in the way of teshuva? The Rambam and Meiri explain that this is extremely habit forming. It's hard to stop doing, that's why. So what's the reason? They're very habit forming. It's hard to stop. That's number 1. About him up. 2. Having angry disposition. Anger leads to many sins, and therefore it's a hard habit to overcome. That's the reason. 3. Occupying one's mind with evil thoughts, which includes all types of thoughts. Immorality, jealousy, haughtiness. And the reason is, it's hard habit to break. Number 4. Associated with a wicked person. One who associates with a wicked person, he says that, he absorbs his evil ways and they become ingrained in his personality. So it's going to make it hard for him to change, because now he's like whatever, he's like this Rasha. Number 5. Regularly sharing in another's meal when it's insufficient for the host himself, meaning someone basically if someone he can't afford a meal, and even though he hosted the meal and you're coming in here and you think you're doing nothing wrong by coming and eating, even though you're giving permission to eat, but still he's a poor person, he can't even afford the meal. So you can't do that. And you'll think you're doing nothing wrong. So that's why it'll be an obstacle to teshuva. It'll be hard. So number 6. Gazing at arayot. Why? Because you'll think you're doing nothing wrong. Because, I'm just looking. It's not a problem. Number 7. Dividing good thing, meaning you're buying the stolen goods. And it's hard to do teshuva for because you're not going to know who to actually return it to, because he stole it from someone, the seller stole from someone, and you're buying it from him. So now you don't know who's the original seller, the original owner. So number 8, by saying, I will sin and I will repent. Because Amim said in the Mishnah, Masech Tumah, המלך הייתה והשוב הם מספיקים בידו לעשות תשובה. One says, I'll sin, I'll repent. He's not provided the opportunity to repent. So Rabbeinu tells us the reason over here. So if one says, I'll repent, I'll sin, then I'll do teshuva after. So Hashem is not going to give him the opportunity to repent. In Yom Kippur, one says that on Yom Kippur will atone for the sin. Yom Kippur does not atone for the sin for him. You say, I'll sin and then Yom Kippur will atone for me. I'm fine. I'll do teshuva on Yom Kippur. Won't atone for him. Number 9, deriving honor from one shame of fellow, meaning you put You raise yourself by making fun of someone. You make yourself look good by making someone look bad. And you may think over here that you did it indirectly. It's not really a problem. You won't think of it as a sin. That's the reason. Number 10. Separating yourself from the community, meaning when the community is inspired to do teshuva, you separate yourself, and Hashem, that's what happened. That's what it means over here. And obviously Hashem's not gonna be so happy about that. And that's why Hashem will help you with teshuva. Continue. Number where are we? Oh yeah, so number 11. Degrading one, humiliating one's parents. And number 12, degrading one's teachers, and this will deprive them from a mentor, will guide into the path of teshuva. But since they committed, so that's why I'd be heartbroken. 13, cursing the public. So it will be very hard to atone for, because now you have to go to every single person in the public and ask them for forgiveness for saying what he said. So it's almost impossible to do teshuva for. Preventing a public from performing a teshuva, obviously because Hashem's not going to be happy with you if you prevent people from doing mitzvot. Number 15, steering one's fellow from the path of the good to the path of evil. Obviously, also the same reason. Hashem's not going to be happy with you if you make people not religious. Making a personal use for forced person security, meaning if one lends money, he takes the security collateral. He's not allowed to use the security, and if he does, he's considered to be stealing. It applies to whether the borrower is a poor person or wealthy. It doesn't really matter. We're talking about a poor person because it's more likely to happen. So, and really the reason why it's hard to, it's unlikely to do teshuva for this is because you say, I did nothing wrong. But really, I'm going to return it, and I'm going to return it when the loan's paid, so it doesn't matter. So continuing, number 17, accepting a bribe with the intention of setting a judgment of the others on the court. Yeah, so basically this means you can't take bribes for a judge. But if a judge does, so basically, yeah, so that's the 17th thing. To take bribes, and you say, I didn't do nothing wrong. I didn't intend to do it. Finding a lost object and failing to return it, meaning this is referring to a case where someone eventually he regretted that he didn't return the object, but now the guy probably traveled somewhere else, and we don't know who's the owner no more. It's going to be very hard to locate it, so that's why it'll be a problem. Number 19, seeing one's child adopt evil ways and failing to reprove him, because usually parents have the ability to make their child religious, and if they fail to do so, it's as if they're making someone not religious in a way. Number 20, and Hashem's not going to be happy with that. Number 20, even the plunder of poor people, orphans, or widows. Take advantage, meaning you take advantage of them financially. And therefore, one who does this will rarely repent, because the victims lack they're not really important people. And not only that, it's hard to ask them for forgiveness, because usually poor people and orphans and widows, they usually move from town to town, so it'll be hard to locate them, to ask them for mehillah, so it'll be hard to do teshuva for this. Number 21, we're arguing on the teaching of Hakamim. And this obviously now Hashem's not going to be happy with. And no one's going to help him, guide him on the way. If you're going to go against Hakamim, no one's going to help him. Almost done. Number 22, shaare. Looking for suspicion on innocent people. Meaning, because the Torah tells us to judge our fellows favorably, the one who violates the command is suspicion he will repent because they realize, yeah, I'm just thinking, it's not a big deal. One will think that. That's why it'd be hard to do teshuva for, because he won't think of it as a big deal. What's the problem? That's what you think. Number 23, hating reproof, hating to be blamed. Yeah, why do you blame me? The one who cannot understand being reproved is obviously unlikely to rectify his misdeeds because he'll always flee from criticism. So say, hey, I didn't do anything wrong. Why are you telling me to say teshuva? And the last thing, number 24, belittling the mitzvot. Since one does not value the mitzvot, he'll never come to make an effort to change his ways. A different reason. Another reason, because one who belittles the mitzvot is saying he's denying that it's from Hashem, so it's not going to take it as a big deal, and therefore he'll be denied the opportunities to do teshuva. Baruch Hashem, we finished the first shad. And besides Hashem, next time we'll continue with the second shad, which talks about the ways where one could arouse himself to come and return to Hashem, some musar. So besides Hashem, we'll continue next time.